Good morning, everybody, and welcome into DTL, Driving the Line, your sports and sports betting daily brand of record. We are live every single day on Stadium at 10 a.m. Eastern time, also simulcast for you OGs out there on our YouTube page. Now, the one thing we pride ourselves on here at DTL is having a good time and understanding that we're all about family. We're all about our kids. We're all about our pets. We're all about everybody that comes in here. And I never want to start the show on a negative, but I don't see this as a negative. This is something that we need to do. Shout out to Aaron in the chat. He says, can I get a shout out, Coach, to all NAB, to all my prayer warriors out there? Our community has lost an 11-year-old girl, 13-year-old boy in back-to-back days from ATV accidents. To the family's prayers, our kids are crushed. Aaron, we're thinking about your community. We're thinking about your family, your kids. Everybody knows my kids are my world, and everybody's should be. So the one thing my dad, who was a 45-year minister, now retired, taught me, Jonathan, the only way that you honor somebody's spirit is to go out and do what you do in a positive fashion, in a really positive way. And that's exactly what we're going to do today for those two young kids out there that are no longer with us. So as we move on the next 60 minutes, we're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about what we love more than anything, and that is sports. And hopefully you laugh a little bit. And maybe you'll cry a little bit too, but that's all good. Now, before we look forward, we must look back. Yesterday at the brand, here is what it looked like. And all of my guys, pretty good day. Charles, 2-3, but if you follow him on the X, you know he hit some other personal plays as well. And Soupy stepping up to the plate, 3 out of 4. And my numbers guy, Raphael, 2 out of 3. We produce tons of content here at DTL. The schedule, it's crazy. Easiest thing you need to do is subscribe to our YouTube page, turn on the notifications, follow us on social media, and you get notified every single time that we start any content. As always, our DTL podcast, fresh podcast every single day, about 20 to 30 minutes, drops around 2 p.m. Eastern time for you crew members out there. You get the video as well. Right now, let's bring in my partner, AB. Didn't want to start on a sad note, but I feel like what we've built here is all about family, and that's what we do. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. No, you're right, man. And especially Aaron, man. Aaron is a huge part of everything that we do, everything that we have done. And his community is not far from mine. So 100%, man. Aaron, we're all thinking about you and your community, everybody there praying for you. Definitely, man.
All right. Very, very good. Now, another person who is no longer with us, but he looks down every single damn day. You better believe he loves the F days. And today we've got tons of sports going on. And that, of course, is Howie Schwab. AB, what are the selections today for the Howie Schwab crew play of the day?
Howie Schwab, all right, would have loved today, right? And shout out to Robert Billow in the chat. Sent a $50 super chat in honor of Howie and all the money that Howie had made him and what the DTL crew has made him recently. So, Robert, that's awesome, man. Thank you. Shout out to you. Respect. All right. Now, we're looking at teams on the money line baseball who are going for the close today. All right. Tigers money line, plus 140, underdog there. Royals money line, plus 125, underdog there. Mets money line, minus 110. Padres money line, minus 120. Polls in the chat. Vote now. And, Coach, here's a little stat for you.
Give it to me.
Since the wild card expanded in 2022, okay, to a 3-game series here, the team that won game 1 is 6-2 straight up in game 2 and 7-1 on the run line.
Wow, more than 75% in game 2s. All right, keep that stat in mind. We're talking about all the 4 games that are taking place later today. But as always, and you guys let me hear about it yesterday. I get it. You want the picks at the beginning of the show. I got it. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the picks. Shout out to Carl in the chat. He says, got to give it to Raphael. The Aces definitely hit that over. Congrats, my boy. Wish we were still honoring the showdowns like the old days. But Raphael, nice last. Are we only having? I feel. Are we only having 3 on the show today?
Feels good. Feels good to be in the club. Coach, I do have a question though. You want to know why they make sidewalks? These streets ain't
No.
made for everyone.
Did you just say these streets are not made for everyone? Is that a fur coat?
It is. I believe PETA would be pretty upset with me, but I do want to give a shout out to my Aunt Linda. She allowed me to use it today.
Wait a second. Your Aunt Linda, you're wearing your Aunt Linda's fur coat to try and tout and smoke all of us here at the beginning of DTL. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
That is a true statement. So yes, love you, Aunt Linda. But yes, this fur coat feels amazing. I might keep this on all day.
Oh my God. Matty I says, all my homies love Aunt Linda. Don't get him started. Oh, B. Mill says, I think it's a robe. Shout out to Aunt Linda. You guys are amazing and annoying all at the same time. So, Mr. Cocky Pants over there, if you don't mind, we have a show we got to get to. Oh, wait. Oh, it's the bosses at Stadium. What's that? Today will be your last show on the air. Oh, interesting. We better make it a good one then. So, I've never understood wearing sunglasses or a hat on TV ever. All right, DG, welcome to the show. As always, you show up late, but this time it was worth it. All right, we got to get into the picks. And DG, since you're here, there's a college team that you've been riding, and their head coach has proven he does not care. He's going to keep scoring points until the clock says 0. Where are we headed this week, sir?
We're going to go with Indiana minus 13.5. It's at minus 110. It's moved up from 11.5, 12.5. Now it's at 13.5. They're going to cover the 2 touchdowns. They've won every single game this year by 2 touchdowns. UCLA on the road, 2+ touchdowns. Maryland last week at home, 2+ touchdowns. Take it to the bank. Indiana minus 13.5, minus 110.
I like that a lot. I think sometimes in sports betting, people say, oh, you can't keep going back to the well. Damn right you can. And with Indiana, you absolutely can. And they think they're good enough to make it to the playoffs this year. This is a really cool story. DG, thank you very much. Now, AB, let me come over to you because you're also locked in because Wednesdays at DTL is our college football look ahead. Try to beat the lines. Where are you headed today?
3 plays here. First off, Michigan plus 2.5 against Washington. Yes, you read that right. The number 10 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, are underdogs on the road at Washington. Did anyone see Washington against Rutgers? That's a good, well-coached football team. But Washington couldn't do anything offensively. And yes, I know Michigan is not necessarily an offensive powerhouse, but they run the football. They play defense. Look, if you're going to give me points with Michigan, I'm going to take those points. So I'll take the Wolverines plus 2.5. Next, we're going to go Tennessee. First half, minus 6.5 against Arkansas. All right. Arkansas, not a bad team, not a good team, but Tennessee's coming off the bye week. Josh Heupel is lethal off of bye weeks, and they're pretty good regular weeks as well. They've had 2 weeks to focus on this game, which would have been a trap game if it weren't for the bye week. Tennessee's coming to Fayetteville. Tennessee's leaving Fayetteville with a first half win to take that minus 6.5. And then finally, you see right here, the final play. We are going to go and roll with South Alabama minus 3. All right. South Alabama had a tough one last week against LSU. But this is a prideful team. This is a good team. And they're not going to let their season be derailed. They will take this fight right back to the field. Give me South Alabama minus 3.
By the way, I failed to mention, AB, that we don't have another day without football until the end of November. How great is that?
That is great. I like that.
Ooh, love that at DTL. All right, AB, thank you very much. Now, Raphael, let me come over to you because I want you to start with your college football game, then baseball, and then we'll have a little bit of baseball to actually talk about here on the show. You're up, big boy.
Yeah, coach, you don't mind. I want to jump on the South Alabama -3. This is a great play. South Alabama rested most of their starters at the end of the third quarter and fourth quarter against LSU, knowing that, hey, next week's game is probably more meaningful than this game against LSU. This 3 will be nowhere to be found on Saturday. Same thing with Indiana. That 13.5 will be nowhere to be found. Vegas already has 14. It's a 2-30 game, this Indiana game. It'll be 14.5, 15. Love those two plays. I would hurry up and jump on those numbers right now as I am speaking. But we're going to go with football. We're going to UTEP, the Thursday game. UTEP team total under 19.5. Yes, UTEP announced that they're going to a new conference next year. They should be worrying about maybe scoring some touchdowns instead of announcing where they're going to be playing next year because their offense stinks right now. I'm taking this under, nowhere to be found. They're only averaging 14.5 touchdowns per game. And that was against most of those points were against Southern Utah, which they lost at home. I didn't even know they played football at Southern Utah. This team needs to be looking about W's, not worrying about where they're playing next year. Give me the team total under 19.5 -120.
Did you already do your Brewers play?
Oh no, I'll do my baseball play. Give me the Brewers.
Go
Give
ahead.
me the Brewers team total over 3.5. They lost yesterday, but they still scored 4 runs yesterday. They need to put more runs on the field if they want to keep this series going to a third game. I like the Bats. They've scored 4 out of their last 5, going over 4.5, and 7 out of their last 10 games. The Brewers have been scoring runs all season long. They're not winning a lot of games, but they've been scoring. I like them going over 3.5. This is again going to be the highest scoring game, just like I called it yesterday. Highest scoring game will be this 2 teams.
You nailed it. It was the highest scoring game by the 4th inning yesterday, or the 5th inning yesterday. It got very chippy in Milwaukee between the Mets and the Brewers as well. Now, let's throw up that beautiful graphic that we have. After day 1, 3 away teams, AB, got the job done. Home field meant absolutely nothing unless you were in San Diego. So now today could be a pivotal day for a lot of teams. As you look at the updated lines, the one that sticks out to me is the -170 after the Astros got shut out on Tuesday. They're the first game again this afternoon. AB, your take on today?
So first off, with the game that you're looking at, yeah, I mean, that goes to show you Tariq Skubal is that good, right?
Yes.
Like, that's how much he matters. But I don't want to that game scares me. I don't want anything to do with it. The Royals and Orioles game is where I'm focused on because I think that you're going to see runs in this one. And look, I love playing in series like this because it's very similar to college baseball, okay? 3-game series. This is how college baseball gets down. And I'll tell you this, game 2s are where you want to bet when you have a team that is back against the wall, could be over today, all right? Could be done. And the other team who knows all we need to do is go out and score runs. Don't do anything stupid. That's why I love playing runs in game 2s of a best-of-3 series. So I'm looking there. Raphael's correct. The Mets and Brewers, they should both be mashing. And then the Braves and Padres, they should be too. The first game, I have no idea what to do with it, but I love game 2s, man.
No, I tell you what, and you love game 2s, DG, and when you look at game 2s, 3 of the home teams are in must-win situations, so they'll also have the crowd on their side.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with an away team that I really love, and it might be a way to your heart, Coach. I'm going to go with the Royals. I just think they're playing really good baseball right now. I know Lugo's on the mound. He hasn't looked good the last few starts, but I just think they are the better team. If you just look at the on paper, I just feel like they're a better team overall. I don't know why. It just looks to me and feels that way. So I'm going to ride with the Royals today for sure.
All right, Raphael, I got 20 seconds for your take, sir.
I'm looking at the Fathers. I think they close out the tired Braves tonight. The first game, horrible. It's already up to -180 on the Astros. Wouldn't it be funny? We all picked Houston to win the series, and they lose in 2 games to get swept by the Tigers. But I'm looking at the Fathers tonight.
Can you imagine if Houston bows out to a team that halfway through the year was out of the race by double digits? It's crazy. All right, great start to the show today, DTL on Stadium. We've got a lot to get to, in addition to educate and entertain. We're looking forward to college football. We've got props, and it is Rant Wednesday. Are you kidding me? Rant Wednesday. It's DTL in the morning, live on Stadium. All right, for all you degenerates out there on our YouTube page, we continue on through the break. And AB, big news out of Buffalo, coming off a big loss. They find out that their linebacker, Von Miller, will be suspended for 4 games due to violating the personal conduct policy in the NFL. He'll be eligible to return after week 8. How big of a deal is this for Buffalo?
Well, it's a huge deal for Buffalo. I mean, he's on a $120 million contract, but also personally, this isn't good. I mean, this is a domestic violence of allegedly choking his pregnant girlfriend. And this is not the first time that he's been charged with this either. This happened a year ago, and the NFL feels they have enough to suspend him for 4 games. It ain't good, man.
It doesn't feel good, does it, DG?
No, I don't understand why it's taken so long in a sense. Like it just feels weird, feels dirty. I don't know why he was on the field, but I guess sometimes stuff has to play out. But this is a bad look for him, bad look for the league, the Bills, all in general. 4 games, though, might be a little light.
That's kind of where I landed on this too, that with all the details, and a lot of it was in the off season. So Raphael, I think the NFL, and I don't want to speak for them, but I think they thought, well, since it didn't happen really during the season, towards the end of the season, maybe we can get away with this. But now it's happening smack dab in the middle of the season.
This is ridiculous to me. You can get suspended all season long if you make a $10 parlay as an NFL player. But you can do this allegedly to a female that's pregnant with your kid. Give me a break, NFL. Soon as the allegation, she's just taking him off the field. He can still be on a sideline dress. He just can't play until you have all the facts. This is ridiculous. We get banned for life almost if you be a bet on a parlay for an NFL player, but you can do this. This is ridiculous. Get better in NFL.
Get better, be better. Come on. Sometimes they're the 100-pound gorilla in the room, and they have a tendency to do what they want to do. But sometimes you got to stop and say, All right. So Von Miller out for 4 games for the Bills. We are back live on Stadium in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, DTL, on a glorious Wednesday morning. It is Rant Wednesday coming up. In about 15 minutes or so, you're going to hear what my guys are so upset about today, or what are they fired up about on Rant Wednesdays. Become our new favorite segment of the entire week. But Wednesdays is always our look ahead in college football because the numbers are always changing. And college football starts on Thursday this week, and then I misspoke. The Thursday will be the first day, and then not till the end of November. These are some big-time games, AB. You already played that Michigan-Washington game, but Missouri and Texas A&M, they've been really good this year, but they've also struggled at times this year. A&M needs one. They're favored at home by 2. Should they be?
They should, because they're playing at home, but both of these teams, offensively, not where they need to be. Missouri obviously has shown more pits for scoring this year, but this is going to be one of those old school SEC games, man. Shout out to Jefferson Pilot. If anybody remembers watching the JP game, all right, that's what this style of game is. And then, yeah, you'll talk about the Ole Miss game there at the bottom. That was a tough loss for Lane last week against Kentucky.
It really was. You remember Jefferson Pilot had that kind of grainy screen. Then he had
you couldn't even
in the corner.
Yeah, you couldn't even watch the game. The camera was from outside of the stadium. It was 11 in the morning, and all 3 announcers were named Dave. Dave Neal, Dave Rowe, Dave Baker. All of them. So they'd say, "Hey, Dave, back to you." What?
They look like the dudes from the new Target commercial. Have you guys seen that Target commercial? Yeah. Where like they're I think it's a great commercial, but they're dressed up like sportscasters in front of Target. That's what Jefferson Pilot was really like back in the day. DG, let me come over to you. You're our college football aficionado. I feel like we're starting to get into the part of the schedule where the SEC beats each other up, and this game is front and center.
Yeah, I like that game, the Missouri Texas A&M game. I think it's going to be a game that you have to be careful with a little bit because both teams can be good, both teams can be bad. But if I have to pick a favorite on this, it's going to be a bounce back game for Ole Miss over South Carolina, who can score as well. I like the over there, but I also like Ole Miss winning by 10+.
Can I not ask you about that game after we discuss this game? Are we allowed to do that, or you just want to produce a show yourself?
Hey, I'm just trying to give the people what they want.
Okay. Raphael, could you comment, please, on Missouri and Texas A&M for me, please?
Yeah, this one opened up around 2.5. Then there's a 1.5 out there for Texas A&M. So I would say wait. I think money's going to come in on Missouri because the Joe Public is going to say, "Ooh, they have a 9 in front of their name. I'm going to bet Missouri on the road." You could probably get a better number. I think it's going to be a defensive battle game. The 3 games we have on there, this one probably screams under. Kind of like the home team on this one if I can get 1.5 or lower.
Shout out to Austin. He says it sucks to watch the SEC cannibalize itself every season, but this is what they all signed up for, AB. And as we go to the bottom game now, Ole Miss and South Carolina. I mean, Ole Miss, I don't know if it's a look ahead, but how are you looking ahead to South Carolina to completely drop the ball a week ago? Lane, you got to be better, right?
So, okay, you brought up, there's a perfect transition, and Austin, that was a perfect point, because look, now that the SEC's added Texas and Oklahoma, look, you have to treat it like the NFL.
Yes.
The days of 12-0 and undefeated, like those are going to be gone, right? So you treat it like the NFL of, okay, there are going to be a loss or two, for the upper echelon teams in the season. Let's just make them the right losses. And I'm not saying that anything like that. Like you just don't want to lose to the big teams. You don't want to lose to the little teams either, right? Like you want to have a good season, but you have to understand that it's just too difficult. Like it's just too hard to go 12-0. So not a great loss at home against Kentucky, but there are worse teams out there. It's going to happen.
And we had a topic on DTL, the podcast, AB, where we were like, is there going to be a 3-loss team make it to the playoffs? And according to your point, if they lose to the right teams, you potentially, Raphael, could see, I think we'll definitely see teams with 2 losses out of the SEC be part of that 12. Yes?
Oh, I agree. But 3 losses, a loss is a loss. I don't care if you lost in the SEC, Big 10, Big 12, 3 losses. Give the little guy a chance if you have 3 losses. Because one of those losses could be against a bad team. Could be maybe a Vanderbilt team in week 1 or week 2. You still have 3 losses. You're trying to tell me you're going to suffer another team that maybe only has 0 losses or 1 loss, and let's say the Mountain West or Pac-2 or the Big 12. 3 losses in the SEC, you're sitting there watching the playoffs just like I am.
Well, you mentioned the Big Ten. And DG, let me come over to you. That Michigan game, and maybe it's brand awareness. Maybe it's the fact they're the defending champions. But they keep getting numbers that, as AB pointed out, we just can't seem to figure out. But I don't think they're very good. And maybe Washington should be the play here. Your thoughts?
Washington has looked pretty good, but I will say that Michigan with this new quarterback, they seem to always keep the ball going down the field, just as Jaden Daniels, and I made this reference before, but they're not hurting themselves. And if you can not hurt yourself, you can keep yourself in a game, especially with a good defense. And so I think that's what Michigan's doing now. They're a sneaky cover team now because they're not who they were with that old quarterback. They're now a team that can keep the ball going down the field, not hurt themselves, and keep themselves in the game with a chance to win each and every game.
So we always talk about the SEC, AB, and I know you already have a pick on this game, but are we sleeping on the Big Ten this year for how many good teams they have?
We are a bit, but we're not, right? Like you look at Ohio State. They haven't played anybody yet. Now, they got a big showdown against Oregon coming up. Can't wait for that one. But Ohio State's a really good football team. Chip Kelly's their offensive coordinator, by the way, which is wild. But we're not sleeping on them because we're aware. But Ohio State's got to play somebody. Like, that's the big one of what we need to see is Ohio State. Now, whether they're great, not great, I don't know. They look the part, but we'll find out.
Didn't they pay like Chip Kelly like $3 or $4 million or something like that to walk away from being the head coach at UCLA? It's got to be a big payday, and it's got to be a good spot. So good for him. All right, that is our college football look ahead. Don't forget, we have picks all the way from Wednesday to Saturday, and also a very small episode on Saturday to get you set for the entire slate. Now, we've got several topics. We're not just all about sports betting. We're about making you a smarter sports fan. It's time to educate, entertain. All right, first topic. This is for our man, Jared. Jared loves when we do this. But these are big topics. And DG, you host the Memphis Grizzlies post game, and the NBA season kind of kicked off with media days on Tuesday. The craziest thing that came out of media day was what LeBron James said. Yes, that LeBron James, that 40-year-old LeBron James. DG, he said it is unfair to put expectations on his team since they are a new look team with a new head coach. And I read those quotes and I said to myself, how crazy is this man? At 40 years old, he should only be worrying about playing for championships, and he's worried about rebuilding. Your thoughts on his quotes?
You know who says that? A guy who knows their team just isn't that good. That's who says it. Like, he knows now, like, he's looking around the room and he sees the guys that are with him. They're just not that good. They're going to be okay, and they're going to be as good as Anthony Davis is good, but also Anthony Davis is healthy. I expect him to take a step back this year, but also LeBron knows. He knows that. They got Bronny. That's about it. That's all they got this offseason.
It really is. Omar says, LaCry baby James. AB, when you're considered one of the top 2 players of all time, you're the all-time leading scorer, it should only be – can you imagine Kobe Bryant? Kobe Bryant saying, hey, can't have expectations on us. And he's the all-time leading scorer in the entire league's history? What's going on?
Look, Joel just said it in the chat. Go ask Tom Brady about that. Things stressful. Everybody worried, right? Dude, look, the best place to be is when expectations are high. Okay? Rex Ryan said it. Get used to it. It's always going to be that way. All right? That's what life is. That's where champions are. And LeBron, you built this team. You built it. Not only the roster, but the coaching staff. This is all on you, buddy. All on you. So no, nobody's listening to any of this whatsoever. You're the Los Angeles Lakers, okay? You're not First Baptist over here going up against DG's team tonight. We got to get lines on DG's church games.
Yeah. We've got a lot of mileage out of those church league photos with everybody getting a trophy. Raphael, let me come over to you. Liddy apparently lives out here in California with myself, and he says Kobe would never have said anything like what LeBron said yesterday. Would he, Raphael?
No, he never mentioned that when Kobe had bad teams. I mean, everyone thinks Kobe had great teams all around him. No, when Shaq left, he had some struggling teams until Paul Gasol got there, and then that's when he built around. One thing I'm going to say about the Lakers, they are still trying to work a trade to get Zach LaVine. They've been calling every NBA team to try to help them out, and no one wants to help them out. So what do you think that does to you, LeBron, that no one wants to help you out to get Zach LaVine to come over there? It's going to be a very long season for the Los Angeles Lakers.
It kind of feels like we have a shift. I'm glad you brought that up, DG, that not only did players not want to come, but LeBron didn't take less money either, but there was never an inkling that any big-time player, like a top 15 player, said, you know what, let's make another big 3 with him and AD. And that speaks volumes to me on where the NBA is, where the landscape is, and where players look at LeBron James and how he dominates every single team he's ever been on. And I think that time has run out, DG.
If you want to go back and do some research, you can go look and see everybody that's played with LeBron. Have they got a big contract after they left LeBron? The answer is no. The only person that's done anything at all is Kyrie, and that's because he went to the Mavs last season. He's really not done anything for anybody else but LeBron. If you look at him, I'm telling you, go do your research. There is nobody that you can find after they leave LeBron that does anything in the NBA and never gets a big contract again. He sucks the life out of everybody. It's because of LeBron. Everything is about the king. Sometimes you just got to kind of go past the king.
It's kind of like he has these blinders on that he doesn't see it. AB, I know you got something.
Yeah. So I just picked up. Look, Amazon just dropped them off. I got those DG Revelation 3s. Hey. That's DG on the front. That's not Jordan. Look at it.
How about Kevin? Big Kevin in the chat says DG's church team is currently -6 against the Lakers in game 1. Oh, my God. So good. LeBron, the gift that keeps on giving. Yes, you're a billionaire. But what about competitive greatness? Thank you, Tom Brady, for last week. Thank you. Now, that's kind of a nice segue into what's coming up next. It is Rant Wednesday coming right at you next, live on Stadium. All right, we continue on here on our YouTube page, and a big story coming out of Las Vegas, AB, and they keep denying it, but now they're apparently open to it. The Raiders suck, and Devontae Adams does not stink. So they are open to trading him, but is there a place, AB, that you would think he would be good to go? Because they're not trading him to Kansas City. That's for damn sure.
I was going to say Kansas City. I mean, look, here's the other tough part is that he's leaving or going to be shipped out because of an attitude and all. Like, teams aren't going to want to give up things for that. You know what I mean? But they can't cut him. Somebody will trade for him. Somebody will. Baltimore might not be a bad spot. Buffalo might not be a bad spot. But do you trade him to the AFC? That's the problem.
That's the thing. I think when you think about does they trade him to the AFC, Raphael, the Raiders probably are delusional to think that they're a playoff team. If they're not, it doesn't really matter if they do. Matt says Jets, Cowboys, potentially 49ers who have no money. Your thoughts, Raphael?
Yeah, a lot of teams are up there when we put the odds out on where he's going to go. Really have no money. There's no way he's going to Kansas City. When we posted this prop bet, the first six bets were Kansas City Chiefs. He's not going to Kansas City. Keep an eye out for the Saints. He likes Derek Carr. They play together. That was the reason why he went to the Raiders. The Saints at 7-1 could be a nice spot for him to land in.
Very, very cool. By the way, AB Goats said, AB, thank you for the great insight in college baseball comparison for game 2. He took the over 7.5 in the Orioles and Royals game. Do you like that?
I love it. And I'm going to show you why. Look, I've got a couple other ways to go and play it. You're going to really like these Major League Baseball plays today because we got creative as hell. But yes, game 2s, man, both teams, nothing to lose. Both of them, because you don't want to go to a game 3 either. Especially if you're the road team, right? So I love game 2s. Love them.
Love it, love it, love it. We do have props coming up straight out of the break. Producer man, we're going to be doing props, and then we'll get into Rant Wednesday, which I know everybody loves. Well, now that Mr. Diva himself is back, we can continue on with the show. We're back on Stadium in 5 seconds. All right, welcome back to DTL on a glorious morning. We were just past the bottom of the hour. Remember, wherever there is Stadium, you will find us, the Stadium app, watchstadium.com, YouTube TV, Amazon Prime Video. I got it on my big screen right next to me right now. We look glorious on a big screen on Amazon Prime. We continue to grow. Also, if you don't catch us live at 10 a.m., we are repeated at 4 p.m. If you're watching us right now on demand, welcome to all of you as well. Now, we split our picks up. Straight picks, top of the show. After the bottom of the hour, we do our props. AB, you just teased it to our OG audience. I would love for you to start. What props are we heading into today, sir?
Let's have a little fun today, Major League Baseball. First, Mets team total over 3.5 runs at -120. The New York Mets are on absolute fire at the plate, and I do not see that one coming down today because hitting is contagious. Now, we're going to play the Royals. First 7 innings, team total over 2.5 at -105. The Royals have hit all over the Orioles this year. And yes, it was 1-0 yesterday. It ain't going to be 1-0 today. The Orioles are going to score runs too, but I like the Royals to get over 3 in the first 7 innings. And finally, an MLB totals parlay at +105. Royals, Orioles over 5.5 runs. We're going to drop that from 7.5 to 5.5. And we're going to play the Braves and the Padres over 5.5 as well. Padres might score all 6 by themselves. They were on fire yesterday, but I think the Braves show a little bit of fight here. But the Padres have owned the Atlanta Braves, owned them. But yeah, we're going to put those two together, drop them from 7.5 to 5.5, have a little fun on a parlay.
Pay attention to what AB does. You take what the books give you, manipulate it a little bit, get a better number, and get a better number within that parlay. Doing it all in one bet. Educate and entertain. Raphael, you got one prop today. Talk to me.
Yeah, hitting is contagious, but so is starting pitching. And we saw starting pitching dominate yesterday for the Padres as King just mowed down the Atlanta Braves. That's why I like Musgrave. The 7+ strikeouts, the number is 5.5. I'm taking it my generation, a plus 135. Give me the 7+ strikeouts. He's averaging 7.4 strikeouts in his last 5 starts. I think he mows down the tired and don't want to be there Atlanta Braves. I think the brooms come out today in San Diego. So I like Musgrave to have a nice quality start today.
I like it too. DG, big boy, you're up.
I'm going to start with that same guy there, Joe Musgrove, and I'm going to go with the over 5.5 strikeouts. It's at minus 122, minus 124, wherever you can find it right now. And as Rafael was just saying, he has just been on fire, but also the Atlanta Braves are done. Like, I am a huge Braves fan, and they are done. They're tired. They kind of they did what they could to get into the wild card spot, but they're tired. They're done. Put them out of their misery. They're going to go Frankie Montas, 2+ walks at minus 120. He's had 2+ in 7 straight games. He's had 2+ in 18 of the last 21 games. And he just had 3 walks against the Mets in September 27th. I expect him to be wild. I expect him to stay in long enough to get us those 2 walks.
They looked asleep, the Braves did yesterday. The energy level, you're absolutely spot on. AB, question from the chat from Japan, who's a premium member. If you're not a crew member, do it right now. Do it today. AB, would you take the Royals team total over 3.5? I don't want to drive 5 more minutes to put the first 7 in. Is the drive worth it?
So, all right. Yeah, I like it over 3.5. And I understand that Nashville is 30 miles away from the Kentucky state line. No joke. At our previous location, I used to get done with the show on Saturdays and drive and meet friends of mine right at the state line before Kentucky had sports betting, and they would cross over and we would put their bets in for them right there. So I certainly understand that life, but no, man, over 3.5 is good.
Oh, I don't know what this previous place you speak of is, AB. All right. As I get a weather alert, Southern California braces for hottest day of record-setting heat wave. That's coming up. And we're also red hot when it comes to Rant Wednesday. You guys have spoken. We listen. This is your favorite segment of the entire week. Stadium app, you can find it after the show. You're damn right. So this is just where we just rant about whatever we want. It could be sports, could be pop culture, could be an Aunt Linda's fur coat. Who the hell knows? But today, I'm going to give him the honor since he did get into the club a couple of nights ago. DG, you are up first on Rant Wednesday. Make it good.
It's going to be the best, but I'm going to hit on a controversial topic. I'm going to hit on politics. I'm going to tell you who you should vote for. No, I'm not. I'm over the election. I'm over all of the propaganda. I'm over the mudslinging. I'm over it. I get it. People like to do the politics thing, and I understand it. I know Rafael has all the odds, but I'm over it. Every 4 years, I want to just scream because it just seems like it's just a bunch of kids out there yelling at each other, and we don't know what's going on. If you want to do me a favor, tell me what you can do for me. Tell me the good stuff. Tell me how you can help my kids and their future. That's all I care about. You know what? Let's pump the brakes, as Rafael would say, on the election. I'm over it. I'm done. Just put me out of my misery with this.
Yeah, if we want to watch a bunch of kids yell at each other, they can watch DTL. Are you kidding me right now? You just come here every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time. All right. Good start. Good start, DG. All right, AB, this is your bread and freaking butter. You're up.
Look, I like it. I don't have children. I'm not married. I'm self-employed. So like politics is whatever. Like I don't pay attention to it. Who knows, right? But I do get that point of just arguing and fighting. It seems pointless. And why would you just live your life like that? Although there are some pretty important topics, but a bigger topic is this. All right. Stores, fast food. I am tired of fries being the giveaway in a meal. Okay. I'm sick of it. All right. Your fries are never any good. They're always cold. Wendy's used to have perfect fries, and now they're just sea salt disasters. They should throw those in the Dead Sea and get rid of them. Look, if you're not going to take fries seriously, you're not going to get my combo meal business. And let me tell you, That's a lucrative business. I'm kidding, but we do get a lot of fast food, and I'm sick of fries being terrible. Like, why is it so difficult? Stop cooking so damn many. I've manned that thing before. I used to work at McDonald's when I was in high school, and you don't have to put the whole damn bag of potato. Like, you don't have to put them all in there. I'm tired of fries being not respected and not taken care of. If you're going to win a Super Bowl, you got to do the little things right. Come on, man. Y'all got to be better.
Though Bourbon fan says not much more important than good fries. AB would rant about fast food.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing better than an AB food rant. You're damn right. All right. So who gets to go next? I'm looking my guy right in the eye, and I kind of went after him on Monday and Monday mishaps, so I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to give you the floor, and I will go last. Raphael, can't wait to hear this one. After that, you're up.
I was going to complain about Big Pharma because Big Pharma got me yesterday again, but I'm going to talk to the sports books. I've worked for the sports books. I've done odds. I still do odds for the sports book. If you're a sports book and you post a bad number, honor it. Pay the ticket. Pay it. I don't care if it was a computer mistake. That means you have bad risk management. I understand sports betting is not a lucrative business. Everyone thinks the books are making tons of money. You know what the cash cow is in the casinos? Penny slots. Penny slots make more money, about 10 times more money than the sports books do. I can put a Starbucks at Circa right now and probably make more money than Circa Sportsbook with the Starbucks that I'm making because it's pumpkin spice time. So it can be dominating on it. If you make a mistake, sportsbooks, I don't care. Eat it. Eat the price. Eat the computer mistake. That's why you have risk management. I don't want to see a sportsbook's not paying it because the computer made an error. Big deal. Pay it, suck it up, and pay the ticket.
Or as heel coach likes to say, be better than what you were yesterday. So today, I'm going to borrow a phrase from our good friend Vince Russo. Mamby-pamby. My rant is on those mamby-pamby sports fans who ranted after the Titans and Dolphins game on Monday night. What did they rant about? Oh, they ranted about the Titans scoring a touchdown on 4th down with 30 seconds to play in the game, which coincidentally did take the game to the over, and that was very nice for the show. But fans were like, why are you rubbing it in? Why are you doing that? Let me tell you a couple of things. There are players out there that would love to score a touchdown in the NFL. Tony Pollard is one of them. There are offenses like Tennessee that weren't very good that you need to continue to play. And oh, by the way, that old saying, if you don't want me to score, then stop me. And apparently the Dolphins couldn't do that. And Dolphins fans and NFL fans around the world couldn't take the fact that they would score a meaningless touchdown with 30 seconds to play. I don't care the sport. I don't care the day. I don't care the score. If you want somebody to not score, stop them. Enough with the nonsense. Because now with sports betting being what it is, when I have a 52-6 score and the over is 59.5, damn it, I need another touchdown. And they should score one. That is my rant on a Wednesday. Anybody else? Yes, AB, go.
Yeah, no. I want to say you're 100% right, and I will tell you exactly why. Number one, it's a brand new coaching staff that hadn't had a win yet in the NFL. Okay, that was their first win. Number two, you're doing it with a backup quarterback who hasn't had any time with that offensive line, running backs, wide receivers, and coaching staff. And number three, that's a team that we talked about before the game, hadn't scored any points in the fourth quarter before that game. Anybody who said that, Coach, is an idiot. And you can write my name down right beside that. An idiot. You're 1,000% right, Coach. 1,000%. That mattered. That meant those reps mean something.
Bonus rant, courtesy of AB this morning on DTL. They absolutely meant something. This is the NFL. By the way, AB, Aaron has a interesting thought. Order the fries without salt. They come out hot always and still taste like they have salt on them because they have to cook them fresh. Interesting take. What do you think, AB? We got about 20 seconds.
Yeah, no. I love it. That's a great take. Yeah, I'm going to go try it. Yeah, in about
Aaron,
45
he's going to
minutes.
try right after the show today. I mean, they start lunch at 11 a.m. We're off the air at 11 a.m. I guess you're in Central Time, though, so it'd be another hour for you. Okay. So you got to wait, but I promise you we'll probably get a report on that later today. It's all the important stuff here at DTL. All right, still to come. If you weren't here at the top of the hour, don't even worry about it. We got you covered. We've got the whip around coming and one more look at a busy day on the diamond. This is DTL in the morning, live on Stadium. We continue on here on our YouTube page, and AB, Steve Kerr, coach of the Golden State Warriors, came out yesterday and he said, hey, all starting positions are up for competition except for the $60 million man, Steph Curry. Does he even need to say that at this point with the roster that they're putting on the floor this year?
No, he doesn't need to say that, but I respect him saying that. I like it. I love everything about it. It's
Why?
the opposite of the Lakers. All right. He's not drafting anybody's kid. I'm definitely with it, man. I'm totally with it. Well done.
DG, this I feel like I really got a new appreciation for Steve Kerr coaching Team USA, but he's the highest paid coach in the league, $18 million. He's kind of the voice. Do you agree with him coming out and saying that?
He better say that, because Steph Curry is his best player. And you know that when you kind of back your best players, you kind of make sure your job's safe. Not that he needs that, but he better say that about Steph Curry. But I think Steve Kerr is a little overrated, and I think we're going to see him be exposed in these next couple of years.
Ouch.
It is kind of feel I actually agree with that, especially when you're talking about the amount of money that coaches are making now. It used to be 10 million was the bar. Raphael, we're talking $18 million now, and Steve Kerr is the guy. That's even more than Pop right now.
Yeah, I don't want to say he's overrated. His team is just getting old. I mean, welcome to life. We all get older, not younger. So I don't want to say he's overrated. His players are just getting old. Steph Curry's getting old. Draymond Green is old. His beard is gray as mine. So it's just his team's getting old. Here's another one. If the Lakers don't get Zach LaVine, Golden State might get him. If they get LaVine and Buddy Hield, and now, wow, they're going to be shooting tons of three-pointers.
I agree with you. By the way, DG, apparently people like this heel DG a lot. Edson says DG's not playing nice today. No. I'm taking all DG's picks today. What do you think, DG?
Listen, it's been a tough and busy week, so I'm probably not in the best mood. So it might be a good thing to do.
Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes you got to have a little bit of an edge. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. All right, what a good day. The hour's flown by so fast. We still have more to come, though. We're back live on Stadium in 5 seconds. Okay, for those of you that were not here at the top of the hour, don't even worry about it. We have you covered because we understand, unlike a lot of other networks and shows, that people don't sit around for an hour unless you're great, which we are. But we also respect you and your time. AB, 3 college football plays today, including your squad, Tennessee. It feels like forever since they played OU.
Yeah, so we're going to go Michigan, plus 2.5, minus 110. Tennessee first half, minus 6.5 against Arkansas, and then South Alabama, minus 3 today. Also Major League Baseball. Mets team total over 3.5. We have the Royals first 7 team total over 2.5, and then a parlay of both teams to score over 5.5 in the game between the Royals and Orioles and the Braves and Padres.
Love all 3 of those, to be honest with you. Raphael, you're going college football and 1 with baseball today.
Yeah, we'll go with UTEP team total under 19.5 because they just can't score. They've only scored most of their points against Southern Utah, and that was at home, and they lost. So give me the under 19.5. And then we'll go with the Brewers team total over 3.5, minus 120. 7 out of the last 10 games, they have hit this prop number. So I think their bets come alive because they're keeping their hope for another game, for game 3.
It's all about hope, baby. It's all about hope. DG, Indiana is probably the biggest surprise in college football because of how good they have looked so far this year.
Indiana is the opposite of Soupy's DTL fantasy football team. They're actually good, and they're undefeated. Indiana, minus 13.5. They are a team that is on reckoning. They are a team that really could go to the playoffs this year. I already have a future in for them. Indiana wins by 14 this week.
So I said surprise. And as I look over at my phone, because I always have it on for updating stuff, breaking news, and AB at our previous stop, we kind of had our hand in some topics that were put online. This is one of the headlines, the headline on ESPN.com right now. How UNLV became the unlikely center of the college football universe. Do we agree with that headline, AB? The center of the college football universe is UNLV because the quarterback left?
No.
Over 100 grand?
Look,
No, right?
No, I respect the story. It's $100,000. Dude, our NIL group raised $134 million last year. I don't give a damn about $100,000. Tennessee will kick that out for a brand new truck later on.
Morgan Waller did that in one song the other night. One song. Here you go.
Give Mountain West some love. Give Mountain West some. They did. This is this big story. No other team, no other player left a conference in third game. No SEC quarterback said, "Hey, the Vanderbilt quarterback didn't leave in the third game and say, hey, you know what? I didn't get a free lunch pass, so I'm out of here." I agree with this story. This story is going to be a lot of reasons why we see this story add on to other teams and conferences.
Hey, let me say this. You know why that Vanderbilt quarterback didn't? Because it's $100,000 a semester at Vanderbilt. That's why he didn't do it. They got money.
Bad school I picked.
Yeah.
I love when Raphael gets fired up because that gets AB fired up, and then I come over to DG. Clearly the reason, and they kind of they have a few little lines underneath the headline, is about conference realignment. It's about the quarterback. It's about a lot of things. And I think we never think about UNLV because they're in Vegas, but Vegas is kind of becoming kind of the new Nashville, where a lot of teams are coming in, getting a lot of different leagues, and maybe UNLV is going to take center stage, not just in basketball, which they used to do, but football now, DG.
I think this story is going to go past whoever wins the college football playoff. I think this story is bigger than, because we're talking about the offseason. This is going to be up there close to like the Ed O'Bannon when he went to the NCAA basketball, the trials. There's going to be a lot that comes out of this. There's going to be a lot of movement and changes that come because of UNLV and the quarterback and the decisions that were made with the NIL.
At some point, we've got to put this whole thing kind of in a box so there is some structure to it, but we're heading towards that, not certainly away from that. For a lot of you in the chat asking, where's Charles today? Well, he gets Wednesdays off. Not everybody works every single day, but if you're still looking for some of his picks, he's always posting picks at Twitter. You can get them all day, every single day. Now, we're going to wrap things up revisiting the baseball today, because at 2:30 Eastern time, in just a couple of hours, AB, we have a chance to see the Tigers continue their unlikely run into the second half when they were the hottest team in baseball, and then Scooble being Scooble in game one, just shutting the Astros down. 4 big games, 3 away teams got the job done on Tuesday.
They did, and you've got some teams that are hitting the ball very well right now. The New York Mets are on absolute fire. Then take a look at the Royals and the Orioles game. These are 2 teams that know each other. And game 2s in a best-of-3 series means you got nothing to lose now. Backs against the wall. Going to be a really fun day of baseball today.
It's going to be such a fun day. And DG, the one thing I liked about the Mets and Brewers yesterday, we were talking about how the Mets and Braves would be tired. Both had to fly to the respective towns after a doubleheader on Monday. It was obvious to me that the Mets wanted to be chippy. It was obvious they said, got to come out and generate our own emotion. When I can't remember the guy's name, but he's yelling at the third baseman because he used to play for the Brewers. I think that was calculated. I think they wanted to figure out, how do we get ourselves going? They scored 5 in the 5th. It took them a little while, but they scored, they went 8-4. I think it was calculated. I liked it. They feel like a team of destiny just a little bit.
The Mets are playing some of the best baseball, honestly, and they've kind of had the ups and downs, and we've had the grimace and now the hawk to a girl. There's so much that they're trying to do to manipulate themselves to be good. They are playing really good baseball. They have good pitching. They have good hitting. It's all about, can they get themselves going? And I think that's what they were trying to do. They're trying to manifest them getting themselves up for these games. They're the better team. I think they win this series.
It's going to drive me insane if I find out that the Hawk Tua girl got the same amount of money that she got for one of her first appearances, which was $30,000 to show up to a bar, and about 18 people showed up to meet her. You got someone on Hawk Tua, girl?
Yeah, I could guarantee you they didn't pay her a damn thing. Yeah, pro teams don't pay money for that.
Well, she was in a jersey. She
Yeah.
was in a full uniform in the dugout, basically.
They don't pay the artist who plays at the Super Bowl. They're not paying Hawk Tua, girl.
That is true.
Pro teams don't pay. They don't need her.
Do any of us? I mean, Jake Paul just hired her for a podcast. She was 0-8. 0-8 her first week of picking games. I kid you not. Raphael, I want to hear from you because there's 4 games today, and only AB's Braves are the ones that didn't get it done on the road on Tuesday.
Yeah, because they just look tired. If you're the Yankee fans or anyone in American League, you're watching the Tigers game one. Because if the Tigers beat the Orioles, boys, that open up the American League. I'm not sold on the Atlanta Braves. I think the Padres beat them, but I'm really focused on the first game because this opens up the American League. This opens up the Yankees to moonwalk to maybe in to the World Series. I'm very interested in the first game, but I think the Braves take care of business, or sleep on business, and I think the Padres win easily.
I agree with you. Some of the quotes after the game last night, AB, from some of the Padres players, it shows me that they are. You good, AB?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Keep going. I'm listening to you. Yeah.
They're super into what's going on because they haven't done this for a while. They got a lot of young players. So the Padres, they've got to be a team that we're looking at too.
You know, I kind of like when you have a lot of young players because you're kind of too young to even feel stress, right? Like you haven't been there before. You're just going out and having fun. Look at the crowd. When Tatis hit that bomb yesterday in the first inning, crowd went nuts, team went nuts. They love it. This is a spot. This is, John Calipari used to do this with Memphis and with Kentucky, that his teams were so young that they didn't even know that they were supposed to feel pressure. They were just having fun.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun for them today if they can get it done, win 2-0, and move on to the next round. So it's going to be a busy day. Follow all of my guys on social media as they continue to educate and entertain across the X. It's now that time, and you got to understand there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. All right, Ty Crew, Lobo. My man, DG, congratulations getting into the club. My numbers guy, Raphael, AB, producer man. I'm Sip with the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about every single day right here. DTL on Stadium. Good luck.